Is such an honor.
It's Brittany Beach! I love you, Debbie!
That's right.
And as I said, the new queen of me.
But you still watch it. I mean, they just didn't show. Exactly. Wait just a second.
They will.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that side.
No worries.
Okay, Debbie, here's one from Twitter from @LaraDuffJonas. That's her handle. Debbie, what were your thoughts when you first found out you were going to be a judge? Your Lobotics are so proud of you.
When I found out that I was going to be a judge on X Factor, it was really like a long process because there was all this waiting and I didn't know, and I didn't want to celebrate until the contract was signed. That's like, I never want to get my hopes up, so I was like, maybe, I don't know. But when I did get the phone call from my manager, I just like sat the phone down and I was like, oh my God, this is totally a God thing, because it came at the perfect time in my life, and I was just blown. I mean, my mind was blown, and I'm so honored to be here.
And Simon, because I saw very early footage of you interacting with them, and it made me laugh, because I could tell she was genuinely making you laugh with her insults and her comments. And did it surprise you? Did you know that going in, or was it a surprise that you would have that sort of relationship?
Well, when we spoke on the phone, we first spoke about Debbie coming on the show. She was really sweet, and I thought, oh, she's going to be really nice and sweet, and you've got a lovely girl. And then day one, it all changed.
Day one, I
immediately. It was quite a surprise. But if I'm comfortable with someone, it means that I can argue with them, and I can laugh. So I'm obviously comfortable with both these girls because they give as good as they get. And that's what we wanted. That's why we wanted that higher.
Fantastic. Okay, Brittany from Twitter from @RockTheLife. Do you see yourself in any of the contestants? And how does that make you feel as a judge when you do?
Well, I can totally relate to the contestants, definitely. I've been in this business since I was very young, so I know what that feels like to want something so bad and to have a dream and a passion for it. And that's just what makes the show even more special.
And you can see sometimes you let them down easy, and then sometimes you just have to be really direct. And that's probably what you were talking about. You get a feel for who they are as people as well. So it must be really challenging for both of you, being performers since you were very young and having to tell these young people.
Yes.
You can see that. You can see, and how rewarding it is when you get to say yes to someone like Julian. Okay, we have another from Twitter for Simon. Trini with 2 eyes, 96. If you weren't famous, Simon, what would you like to be? If you weren't famous, what would you like to be? I don't know what the other choices are.
Famous? Well, most of my life I spent, behind the cameras. I ran a record label. I was 17 when I went into the music business, so that was my day job. And I was really, really, really happy doing that as a job. And I was offered TV shows, and I always used to turn them down because I always thought the idea of being, in front of the camera would be horrendous. And then I did it, and I loved it. And I wouldn't change anything else now. I mean, it's a great job.
Yeah, you hate the attention, right?
I loved it.
Okay, LA from Twitter @MusicLover34. What's it like when Debbie and Simon fight? Is it awkward for you, or is it like, oh, here we go again?
Here we go again.
I'll take number 2. Here we go again. It's actually quite entertaining, you know what I mean? Because it's a sign of comfort. We have an amazing chemistry. We have a lot of fun. And Simon leaves himself wide open for people to just go in and pop.
And did you, as of the returning judge, did you give them any sort of hints about working with Simon, or when he leaves himself open, or do you take sides? Do you side?
No, the beauty of what we do is that no one gives anyone advice. We all just jump right in.
He did
We
tell
jump
me
right in the deep end.
what you did say
What did
before I got to this on stage. You said, "Look, Simon is so much uglier in person. Try not to laugh. And I kept it inside.
That was kind of...
I'll tell you a true story when I first met Debbie. This is in real life, and she looked at me like in awe, and then she started to dribble. Kind of uncontrollably. She was excited. And I had to say something. We couldn't show it on camera, but that was her initial reaction. Very excited.
In the show. That was very, very nice of you. We are going to go to another question from inside the theater. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Ina. I'm from LA. And my question is for Simon. Have you ever given critique to someone and after you sort of thought maybe that was a little too mean?
Yeah, and I tell you what normally happens, Ina, is that, you know, like today, we don't see the backstories. But sometimes you see them before they come on stage and they go, my dog died yesterday and I'm going to sing in honor of Lassie, and I have no idea. And then they come in, they're terrible, and I'm rude to them. And then I watch the show back, and then they're crying, and the dog's grave, etc. I feel that big, so it does happen. Good question.
That's a good question. Okay, we have for Brittany from Twitter, from when you are judging, what is the most important thing you look for in a participant?
Someone who genuinely enjoys what they do. You can have a great voice and you can be a great performer, but if you don't genuinely enjoy it, it shows.
I love you, Brittany!
Enjoying what you do, having that passion.
Oh, I think so. I think enjoying it is probably the first part. I don't think you can become really great at anything unless you truly enjoy doing it. Because it really takes so many hours and such a commitment to really become special that you better love it, right?
Absolutely. Okay, Simon from Twitter, from @CowellOnline. So I don't know if this is a plant or something squatting. Which member of One Direction? Which member of One Direction would make the best X Factor judge and why?
Oh my God, that's a good question. I put it between Louis and Harry. Yeah, they're the ones who probably talk more than the others. Debbie, you'd probably choose Niall.
Well, he's nice. And he's funny, so
I think the funniest way of doing it, maybe we should arrange it one day, all five of them should just come on as a judge. That would work.
Sounds like they might like that.
Yeah.
Okay, LA from Facebook. Pete is wondering, who was your mentor and who inspires you now?
Good question.
You.
Who's my mentor?
And who inspires you?
All right. My inspiration right now is... Maybe not. I'm not quite inspired by Simon.
I'm not inspired by LA.
If you don't follow LA on Twitter, I actually really recommend it. His tweets are very inspirational. They really...
You like to be it, right?
I really like your tweets. You really are constantly encouraging people to be the best that they can be.
That's what I think.
let's get him a trending topic.
Very inspirational.
And also, me in LA, we have an amazing boss, a guy called Doug Morris, who's been doing this for how many years?
Yeah, Doug's been doing it for, he's run every major record company in existence, and he's really the greatest. And you know what? And while Simon is my inspiration, Doug is my mentor.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah.
I think we have another question in the
tend to sympathize with most and why? So like younger contestants or contestants with children?
I think maybe the younger ones because, you know, it's just, they're innocent and they're so new to the world. And I sympathize with them a lot.
Demi from Twitter, it's Levotic.
I love you,
Demi, what was the weirdest thing a contestant ever did at an audition?
You know, I don't really know what the weirdest thing anyone's ever done, but I was actually very creeped out by Candyman. And I had to take a second afterwards because he was like singing to the young girls, and I was like, it was so creepy. I had to like go away for a second and get myself together. It was so gross.
Yeah, he was pretty creepy.
He is pretty creepy. Brittany, we have a question from Twitter at If You Seek Amy. Who had the best style, L.A. Reid or Simon Cowell?
I think they're even.
Maybe you all can tweet with your fave judges, but I didn't think it was the most. Simon from Facebook, Cassie wants to know, what is your secret to success?
Well, actually, it's interesting that it comes from Facebook because I think, you know, now we have Facebook and we have Twitter, that when we are making decisions on signing artists or making shows, I really do read and I absorb a lot of the stuff which is directed to me, and I make, you know, editorial decisions based on that now. So this is, you know, what helps me do my job. When we watch the show, we have about 5 screens running simultaneously, so we can see what's happening on Facebook, what info we're getting back from Twitter, and we can often make a change for the following week's show based on that feedback. So
Heard that here.
it's a great time. So if you really have a strong opinion and it becomes a consensus, we will often do what we read about. It's the best time in the world right now.
It's amazing
to be
that
making.
you connect with the audience.
It's unbelievable and it's so quick and so direct.
Well, it's amazing. There was also a question from Facebook. Sophie wanted to know, will it be possible for us to see a One Direction and Demi duet?
That's quite a scary prospect. Demi duet.
Hello, Ellie from Venice Beach, California. I came here to support my niece, who's an insane Britney fan. I really think she's insane, but the show was wonderful. You had me crying and laughing and the whole bit, so you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
My question is towards LA. Now, LA, you're a legend in your field, and I think very few people have walked your steps. In saying that, when you're judging, do you look just purely for talent, or are you looking for somebody who may be able to withstand the pitfalls of superstardom?
Well, you know, you can never sort of anticipate someone being able to handle pitfalls. It's really tough to read that. But what I'm looking for is it's a lot like these ladies that are sitting to my left, right? I'm looking for the package, you know. Yes, they can sing. Yes, they have great personalities, but it's the entire package, right? And you recognize it the moment they walk into the door. So the greatest example of stardom that I can tell you is Demi Lovato.